What is up, everybody? Republican here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the debates. The debates took place last night, and once again, they're between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. These are the second debates, and these are the final debates before the election, and the election is in the next 10 days. And one thing real quick. I saw all these celebrities who voted early. Let me tell you something I don't like about voting early. Everybody who voted early voted before these second debates. Now, I understand that when Trump contracted COVID, it kind of screwed up the whole entire debate cycle. This would be the third debate, but since Trump had COVID, he can't really do a debate. So, for all you celebrities who voted early and think that you're so good, you voted before the second debates. And I think that some of the celebrities may regret their vote. Some of them may not regret. Alright? I'm just saying you should not vote before a debate. That's just very unwise, if you ask me. But anyways, beyond that, anyone who voted early before these second debates, very unwise. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's talk about the debates now. Alright, so I was very, very proud of both candidates when it came to these. When it came to the debates. I was very proud of both Trump and Biden. They both did a great job. Trump did not answer one of the questions, which kind of annoyed me. But I was very proud. Trump did not interfere with Biden's talking. He didn't interrupt every 6 seconds. And Biden didn't stutter as much. He didn't. Let's see here. He answered more questions. He was better this time. He did a better job, in my opinion. So I'm just very proud. I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I'm very proud of both politicians. I'm still a Trump supporter, but I'm very proud of both of these guys for doing a great job. Now let's talk about what they actually said. Now Trump starts off, they talk about COVID. So COVID's a big issue. I don't understand why it's the main debate. The reason why I don't think they should be debating about COVID is that I don't think that COVID's going to last more than these next 4 years. I really have a feeling that COVID's going to end within the next 2 years because our medical science has advanced so far that we can make a vaccine very quick. So for COVID to be the biggest topic of the night is just a waste of time, in my opinion, when you could be talking about better things. That's just my opinion, though. I could be wrong. My opinion's not the only opinion. My opinion's not the right opinion. It's just my opinion. So instead of wasting time in COVID, I think they should have had way more topics. Now they should still talk about COVID, but not at the extent that they did. But they talk about COVID. Trump said that it's China's fault that it got here, because it is. Let's be honest here. China, the country China, not the people. The country and the leaders did not stop the spread and did not keep it contained in their own country. And then Biden flipped it and said, it's Trump's fault. Well, he didn't say it's Trump's fault. He also agreed that it was China's fault. But he said that the reason why it's bad in the United States is because of Trump. He didn't work with the Democrats. He didn't stop playing golf. But it's not true. He shut down our economy. No, he didn't. Okay? First of all, let me break down that one myth. He didn't work with the Democrats, okay, or Republicans, okay? First of all, no one was working with each other at that point. Everyone had their own agenda. Nancy wanted the impeachment. Trump was worried about the impeachment. Everyone was worried about their own thing. They didn't really care about the virus that much. That's why the virus wasn't a big thing that they were focused on. Second incorrect thing that Biden said. Trump closed down our economy. First of all, Donald Trump did not close down the economy. He did not shut down businesses. That's up to state legislature, and Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, if you did not know, was the chief enforcer of the COVID restrictions, which was kind of ironic when she got her hair done at a salon after closing it down. But if you want to debate, make sure you speak facts, because I just don't like it when people just lie about everything. Okay, so, anyways, later on they started talking about more stuff. Then they started talking about race, and Trump was talking about, he's like, oh yeah, I've done the most for black community, and for a second I was very scared. I'm like, Trump, stop. And then Trump corrected himself. He goes, besides Abraham Lincoln, of course. I'm so glad. Very, very glad. I'm just glad that Trump said that, because I was scared for a second. And you already know that people are going to take that out of context saying, oh, look at him. He said this, but he didn't. He corrected himself. I'm very glad he did that. I got very scared for a second when I heard him say, I've done the most for the black community. I'm like, dude, stop. But he did. I'm glad he did that. Biden flipped it and said Trump is the most racist president we've ever had. Because I don't think he's ever heard of Andrew Jackson. Anyways, Trump also said, before Biden started talking, Trump also said that he is the least racist in the room, where he may not be wrong, but for him to say, I don't know, this room's dark, but I am the least racist in the room, that just sounds bad, in my opinion. It may not be wrong, but it just sounds bad. It sounds so prideful, and I just did not like the sound of that. Then they started talking about the immigration and the Muslim ban. Joe Biden said that that Trump banned Muslims for being Muslims, and where he isn't wrong on where he banned Muslims, but Trump did not ban Muslims for being Muslims. He banned like 6 Muslim countries from traveling over here, because it was for 90 days or something like that. He banned travel unless you had a visa or family that also lived in this country. But Biden said that he stopped Muslims from coming over here just for being Muslims. That's incorrect. It's more to stop terrorism. He was just scared about the terrorist attacks and all that. He was scared because there's been terrorist attacks in California, New York, DC, Florida, everywhere. And it's not good. And that's what he was kind of scared of, so he banned travel for the first 90 days. I don't know what I don't understand what 90 days has to do with anything, but he banned for 90 days. But people with visas to America, visas in general, and people who have family members here could come to this country. And they were also talking about how Joe Biden was also saying how, Trump called Mexicans rapists, which Trump did not call Mexicans in general rapists. What he did say was that Mexico is not sending their best. They're sending over crime, drugs, rapists, child sex traffickers. He that's what he included. And he's not wrong. If you look at the statistics, it's like over 80% of all the heroin and fentanyl in this country is trafficked over the border. There's 10,000 sex traffickers caught every single year coming over the southern border. There are 56,000 illegal immigrants in our prison systems. And it's just, why is this? Because Mexico's not sending their best. Now, Trump doesn't hate immigration. I mean, watch the RNC. He gave immigrants their green cards. He gave like 5 people to be in this country. He doesn't hate immigrants. He just wants you to come to this country the right way. He doesn't want you to just jump over the border and think that you're good. He wants you to do it the right way. And also, it's more organized and it's easier to keep track of people if you let them come in legally instead of just jumping the border, because it's very chaotic. Alright, Charlie Kirk said it the best. Borders are the line where bad ideas begin, or where good ideas, where good ideas end and bad ideas start, or bad ideas start, or where good ideas begin. He said it one way or the other. Hold on. I have it right here, actually. Hold on. Alright. Borders is a physical boundary where good ideas start and bad ideas end. That was a Charlie Kirk quote, and I really like that quote. So anyways, then they started talking about how, there's kids who got separated from their families. Now that's awful, it's terrible, and it's not false. There are kids who are separated from their families. It's awful, and it's a sad truth, and it's awful. And I hope every single kid who's lost their family gets back, who wants to get back with their family gets there, because it's awful. But you can't really blame Trump, because if you look at the statistics, majority of the people who are lost are child sex trafficked over here, or they want to get away from a bad family. Alright? A nice family does not just cross the border and they just take the kid out of their hand and just put him in a cage. That's what Biden wants you to think. That's not how it works. That's not how it ever worked, I don't think. To my knowledge, that's not how it ever worked. If anything, they would just kick everybody out. But that's not how it works. That's why they made the detention centers in the first place, to protect the children who cross the border. And they can't, 500 kids can't find their parents, which is awful, like I said. But you can't really blame Trump for that. And I like how Trump did bring up the cages being built under Obama's administration. Remember, if you don't remember, a few years ago, a person's like, "Whoa, look what these kids have to go through around the border, down by the border." Well, then they checked the photo, and then they ended up finding out that the photo was taken in 2014. And if you know who the president was in 2014, it wasn't Trump. It was Barack Obama, and the VP was Joe Biden. And that's why I hate when Joe Biden's sitting there talking crap about Trump, yet Joe Biden did the same crap. And then Joe Biden brought up the taxes thing, which I don't know why it's a big deal. I mean, Trump doesn't need to give out what his taxes were. Trump doesn't need to show his taxes. It's his personal business. No one else shows off their taxes. If I walk up down the street, I'm not going to say, "Hey, have you publicly showed us what your taxes were?" No one's going to do that. Because it's a personal business. No one needs to know. And the $750 that he did give in taxes, if you look into it, first of all, there's a lot of people who pay $0 in taxes, and it's because they're independently employed, which, first of all, Trump isn't, by the way. But Trump's not paying much because he prepaid his taxes. That's according to Trump and his advisors. He prepaid his taxes. He put like $10 million towards prepaying his taxes or something like that. And Joe Biden went on to say, like, "Oh, I showed off my taxes. Why don't you show off yours?" It's kind of annoying. Joe Biden also went on and he wanted to talk about North Korea and how Trump wants to cater to the foreign leaders, which he really doesn't. He made a peace treaty with Iran and Iraq. I mean, we didn't really need a peace treaty. No, he didn't make a peace treaty with Iraq. We already had one. But with Iran, he made a peace treaty. He's truly ending the endless wars. He's the first president in my lifetime, and I'm pretty sure in most of your lifetimes, who did not start a war while being in office yet. I say yet as in he hasn't fulfilled his next 4 years yet. So I don't know. Maybe something tragic would start. But up to this point, he has not started a war. Let's make that very clear. Obama started a war. Bush, war. Clinton war. Reagan, war. All of them. They've all had war. They've all were involved in a war. But Trump isn't. First president ever. In my lifetime and in a lot of yours. In my Trump video, and the reason why I say this is that in my Trump video, I did say a fact that was incorrect. No one corrected me though. But I want to fact check myself real quick. I said that Trump's the first president in history to not start a war, which is completely false. He's not the first, but he is the first in a lot of people's lifetimes to not start a war. Then Joe Biden went on to say that he's never taken money from a foreign country, where Trump has. I've never seen any evidence of Trump taking money. He may have, I don't know. I don't know Trump's business. That's his business. But when there's actual emails showing that Joe Biden took money doing bad stuff, that's kind of sketchy. So, that's pretty sketchy. Did I talk about the foreign leader thing yet? Maybe I did. I'm just going to go over it real quick just in case. If I did already, I'm just going to cut it out. So, Donald Trump, Joe Biden said that Donald Trump caters to other leaders. Even though he really doesn't. He's making allies with other leaders. He's trying to make friends with other leaders. He's trying to make peace instead of trying to be mean to everybody. He's trying to be nice. Like he was nice with Kim Jong-un. They had meetings and stuff like that. Putin and all that. And people like to say that he committed treason, but he didn't really commit treason. Because treason is the act of comforting an enemy during a time of war. But that's not what he did. So anyways, what is your thoughts here? I just want to know what your thoughts are. I like the debates. And once again, I just don't like when people pre-vote before the debate. I think anyone who early votes it's very foolish of you to early vote. That's just my opinion, but what do you guys think? Hope that video, guys. Please comment, subscribe for more. I'm out. Peace. See you guys later. Trump 2020.